enough. Shooting to Win's put his head in front. Kamayon's flying home with Wandjina, but Shooting to Win just in front, and he's won it by a head to Rich Enough. A photo third between Wandjina. Zoustar with 100 metres to go, got the sidestep, and Jimmy's got his 100, and Zoustar won by 2 lengths. Second.
How long before you decide, or before I know what it feels like? Where do I go if you never try?
Peter, we've picked up a really handsome Northern Meteor colt from the Magic Millions yearling sales, mate, out of a Royal Academy mare who's already thrown 6 winners. So he looks a really nice type.
He does. He was just a nice, neat horse. I think he's a horse that we're going to be repaid for doing our homework. He's probably slipped through the cracks somewhat, and we found him there on Sunday. Mum's had a few chances, but she's 8 to the races for 6 winners. She hasn't had a top horse, but she's had some nice horses, and included in that is a half-brother that I actually trained called Silver Eagle, who I think will develop into a nice middle-distance late 3-year-old and 4-year-old type, and that was my probably attraction to the family, and obviously by Northern Media, who needs no introduction to Australian. He was our champion freshman sire last year, second in the second-year tables, and unfortunately he's been lost to the industry. So he's just a nice, neat horse. I would presume that he's probably going to be a gelding more sooner than later, and he'll be a nice tradesman and get the job done for us, I feel.
Yeah, nice to hear, as we heard at the sales, that they're not making any more of these Northern Meteors. This is the last crop that we're seeing. As you said there, this horse might take a little bit of time, but that's what the Northern Meteors do. We've seen Zoustar, we saw Shooting to win the Caulfield Guineas this year, and then Deep Field looks like the emerging sprinting superstar. So if you take your time with these Northern Meteors, you don't push them too far too soon, they really do reward you.
Yeah, no doubt in the world. Well, Zoustar didn't hit his straps until late into his 2-year-old year and was super at 3. And Deep Field, well, he looks outstanding, and he was a year older again before he got to the races. So patience is one of the things we probably least use in this industry, but in this case, I think the horse in front of us presents as a horse that's going to require a bit of time, and I think we'll be suitably rewarded for that.
He's got great size and scope about him as well, so when we are patient with him, he looks like the kind of horse that should train on.
For sure, he's certainly got great room to develop, and he's a scopy looking individual as a young horse, and going through the educational process, he's one that we'll probably tread fairly lightly with as he's growing and developing, and we'll just let him come along at his own time without pushing him at all.
Nice to hear. He's been on that same Northern Meteor over Danehill Cross as Group 1 winner Cosmic Endeavour, as well as Mount Zero, mate. So we were saying you haven't had a great Northern Meteor yet, mate. Let's hope this is the one.
Yeah, well, we've won a lot of races with the progeny of him, and we haven't had a high performer, but he's produced plenty, and like you say, one can fall through the cracks for us, and I think he's just great value at the money, this horse, and like I say, hopefully we're suitably rewarded for our hard work at the sales in finding him.